If you are watching this channel for the first time, please we advise you click on the share button, click on the red subscribe button, and on the notification button, so that when we have a new episode coming out, directly it will be shared to you. You will have the link and be notified of this edition, because they keep on coming and it will interest you. It will move you to another level. Welcome, viewers and listeners, ladies and gentlemen, to the Daily Positive Living Principle channel with Dr. Daniel Otto. In this episode, we'll be rounding up on the strategies on how to implement our love languages. I have started with 6 previous discussion on the strategies. I've given you 6 strategies on how to implement love languages before now, and I'm going to round up on this session. You will realize with me that I've been talking on 8. I gave you 8 love languages that will maintain our connection and our connectivity. I also gave you 8 negative complexes that disrupt our relationship and disrupt our connection. And I'm also giving you 8 strategies that will make us to implement the love languages. Why the number 8 is very significant? Just to tell us that number 8 is a new beginning. Why is it a new beginning? It was only 8 people that started this new world of ours that have resulted into 7 billion people today. The 8 people that were saved from the ark of Noah, those were the people that gave birth to this present generation. And so 8 is a new beginning. Strategies are implemented in a war, in a battle. Marriage is a battle. So by the time you are sent to a new level, you are coming with a new beginning. Biblically, you also know that Jesus actually resurrected on the 8th day. According to the Jewish history, the 7th day ended on the 8th day. So 8 is very, very important. By numerology, 8 is very important. 8 is the number of universal equilibrium. If you look at the number 8, it has 2 rings attached to each other. So it has a double sizing power. So when you attach to number 8, is enough power. Do you even know that 8 is the figure of women? So everything about 8, the figure 8 of a woman is the real number of 8. Do you know that it was 8 people that actually wrote the New Testament? That is Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, James, John, Jude, and then Paul. Those were the people that wrote. Jesus even appeared after he resurrected 8 times to people before he ascended into heaven. So number 8 is actually a very crucial number, numerology. So if we are having a new beginning in our marriage, we should take the 8 love languages very seriously, the 8 complexes that affect our marriage and relationship, and then the 8 strategies. I've told us about giving you 6 in the previous edition. 6 strategies, and I'm going to end up with 2. What were the 6 I talked about? I talked about training and study, which is very, very key. I talked about exchange language transfusion because this is very, very key. I talked about negative complexes. That was number 3 strategy. Number 4, we talked about practice and consistency. Number 5, we talked about prioritization. Number 6, we talk about openness and transparency. And this number 7, we are going to talk about patience in this. For marriage to survive, we need patience in our relationship. Patience and endurance. Without this, we cannot even implement the love languages. What is patience? Patience is the ability, the capacity to accept or tolerate any delay, any problem, any challenges in a relationship. Once you can develop that capacity, you'll be able to accept it without being anxious, without being angry, without being annoyed. That is patience. Why do we need to have patience? In the 8 love languages, if we want to implement them, patience is needed. Even talking about giving attention and quality time, it needs patience. Even in the area of appreciation, it needs real patience. If you want to take time to appreciate your wife, in anything he does, you need patience. If he makes her hair, you need to appreciate her. If he wears any new dress, you need to appreciate her. If he does any act of cooking and any act of goodness in the house, it needs to be appreciated. All those things need patience. So for marriages and love languages to survive, patience is actually needed. Even in the area of physical touch, this one is very, very important. For a man and woman to achieve the same orgasm, my brother and sister, patience is actually needed. Two people need to give themselves time so you can arrive at orgasm at the same time. No wonder so many women, more than 90%, because of lack of patience, they cannot even assume orgasm just because the husband is not waiting and order. Remember that a woman's reaction is like a pressing iron, and that of a man is like a loaded gun waiting to shoot. And so he needs to wait for the wife so that both of them will have patience to achieve orgasm together. This is very key. In fact, patience is even more needed by a man when a woman has her clitoris removed by female genital mutilation. Some of the women whose clitoris have been removed, the man needs extra patience and energy to be able to bring the woman up. Because when the clitoris is removed, it now becomes, the woman becomes like a phone without a SIM card. There will be network failure, power failure will be there. So before the woman can even see any libido or sexual urge, is wahalitis. So you need extra time. So if you notice that happens in your woman, you need to take extra time so you can bring her up to maximum, to achieve that sexual maximum stimulation. This is what we are talking about. So patience is needed in every aspect, even to react, because women are built to talk about 15,000 words per day. To be able to counter or to be able to stand that kind of words in the house here, you really need patience. And that is why we're talking about patience. To implement all these strategies, you need to introduce patience. So patience is very, very key. What other thing am I talking about? The last one is reaction to issues and challenges in the home, which is very, very important. Do you know that the outcome of everything in life depends on your reaction? I'm telling you the fact. Can I tell you this? That within for quarrel, hear me very well, for quarrel to even exist between two people, whether in a relationship, whether in the world or in marriage, it depends on the reaction of the second person. If the first person likes, let him rain all the abuses on you. It depends. Quarrel will only come when you react negatively. And so our reaction in life is very, very key, and that determines the outcome of everything that happens to us. Newton's third law of motion says that to every action there is equal and opposite reaction. That means if an object A exerts a force on object B, the object B has to give an equal and opposite force on object A. That is do me, I do you, no, God no go vex. That is Mosaic law interpreted in full force. But in marriages, this cannot be so. If you react the way that things come, you disrupt the whole atmosphere. And that is why your reaction is very, very important. Reaction to what? Reaction to behavior. Reaction to things that happen. Reaction to the way that your wife talks. You have to make sure the reaction is positive, which is very, very key, and it determines the outcome. In anger, reaction is very important. When you are annoyed, what did we say? Wait, don't even react. Just keep calm. Don't say anything, because when you say something in annoyance and in anger, it sticks to the person's body. So you wait and make sure that that situation calms down. Or your next reaction is, if you cannot contain the environment, you leave that scene for a while. Those are reactions that is very key when we're talking about implementing these strategies. Your reaction to your woman is key. Look at what somebody did. According to what happened, this man was riding on his car on the road, and suddenly the motorway bus came and hit his glasses, side mirror, and broke the side mirror. So the man in annoyance just came down and tried to go and harass the driver of the motorway. So in the process, the driver and the conductor zoomed up with their vehicle. The way the man reacted, he now jumped into the motorway bus and wanting to go and harass them physically. So in the process of going to jump into the motorway bus, the driver sped off and he started speeding and driving rough. So in the process, the man's hand got pulled from the vehicle and fell down. And as he was falling down, immediately there was an oncoming car that climbed on top of the man. That was how the man died on the spot, just because of a simple side glass mirror. that was broken. Reaction in our relationship, even in the world, in our relationship, communication is very key. It determines the outcome. The way that we react to issues, even in the world today, when people kill our people, we say, okay, we should kill them back. That is bad reaction. We can't be doing mosaic law, an eye for an eye. The world will not be a better place if we are talking of an eye to an eye. We need to change our attitude on the way we react to issues. If person gives you anger, what do we give? Give a good response back, and the person will even be ashamed of his action. This is where we think that the world is going, and I believe that as we implement this thing in our relationship and in our marriage, things will be good. Let me give you a story as I round up in this session on how reaction can affect us. 5 women went into a restaurant as they went to go and eat, and suddenly while they were in the restaurant, a flying cockroach just came and perched on one of the women. In a bit to react, the woman started shouting, and all the while in the restaurant, trying to remove her dress. In the process, he threw up the cockroach and he fell on the other woman. See reaction. This one started behaving abnormal, and the cockroach was entering into her local government headquarters. You see reaction. The woman was pulling all her underwear, pulling her clothes, pulling her. In fact, everywhere there was chaos just because of cockroach in the restaurant. What did one of the attendants at the restaurant just came and just held the cockroach and just squeezed the cockroach. Look at reaction. Because of simple cockroach, the woman became naked in the restaurant. That is how reaction is. This one came and just took the cockroach and just quenched. In fact, he killed the cockroach with his hand. So our reaction determines the outcome of a challenge. If you have a godly mind, if we have a godly mind, things will work out well. So as I round up, I'd like to tell you that if we desire that our marriage will succeed, it will definitely succeed, because mindset is very, very key. Desire is the outcome, or is the background, or the platform for everything to succeed. And please hook on to this channel, because there are so many things coming our way. As it keep on coming, your life will not remain the same again. Stay tuned for the next episode. Hook on to this channel, subscribe to it, share it to others, let people come and enjoy what we are enjoying on this channel. God bless you, and thank you for listening to me. I see you on the top.